What is patient faith? When I think of patient faith, I think of ideas that I've had that have taken me 8 to 10 years to reach. I actually have like a personal story from my life of back when I was in my early 20s. I knew I wanted to do content, but I couldn't bring myself to get in front of the camera. And that's because at that time of my life, I was dealing with like severe cystic acne. I was very anxious and I had conflicts about my self-image. And that really prevented me from getting in front of the camera. I'm sure a lot of people deal with this. But at that time, I knew that if I just maintained faith that this phase of my life of me dealing with that severe acne and not being able to get in front of the camera, I knew that okay, this would be temporary. That one day I would be freed from this condition, and when that day comes, I will finally start making content and being in front of the camera. At that time, I think I wanted to like travel vlog or do vlogging. That was my idea. But fast forward to now, and I realize I don't want to do that type of content. I really prefer this content. But that's kind of like a side point. My main point is that when I think of patient faith, I think of ideas that take years to come to fruition, and that you're not going to let go of that idea, and that you have the faith, the belief that one day this will come to fruition through all the different seasons, through the setbacks, through the uncertainty. Like I said, one of my personal stories is dealing with severe cystic acne. I had to go through so many phases of trying this, trying that, trying a bunch of different things in order to alleviate that condition from myself. Sometimes patient faith requires like trying a bunch of different things, failing over and over, but not giving up year over year, not giving up, maintaining the faith that this will come to pass. Sometimes also, though, patient faith sometimes also looks like not doing anything. I have phases in my life where I know there's somewhere I want to reach, but it seems like sometimes like I kind of just have to wait. And sometimes there's no action to take. Sometimes you're just supposed to just wait until the right thing comes along, until you're pretty much, it's like you're sitting on the sidelines. You're sitting on the bench, waiting to get into the game. You don't want to just run into the game or jump into the game when you're not supposed to. You could set yourself back by doing that. So sometimes you want to be patient. You want to be patient and have the faith that although you're on the sidelines right now, that your calling will come, that whatever you're supposed to do to get closer to the vision, that idea will come to you. And then you just have to be ready to act on it. This is something like a pattern that I've seen over the course of my life because there's been several different ideas or visions that I've had to, think about how I'm going to work towards or have the patience to just wait until it's time to take action. And a lot of times, that calls for some type of discernment in your life because truthfully, I think these type of things you're not going to be able to easily go to another person and have them tell you, yeah, you should do this, or this is step 1, step 2, and step 3 in order to get there. This is where like these type of things require like inner voice, inner listening to that inner voice, having like quietness in your life, or separating, pulling back from some things or from some people so that you can have that quietness or that solitude to be able to hear that inner voice, that voice that tells you what the next step is, or if you're supposed to just be patient and wait. um yeah, that's a huge thing, the inner voice. I think so many people have like strayed away from their inner voice due to like social media and distractions. And I think we're also like overstimulated. We in today's society, most people are overstimulated, and it's like destimulating can help us hear that inner voice. Something I heard a while back was the idea that like God speaks to you in whispers. Mother Nature speaks to you in whispers. It's not going to like shake you and grab your attention. Sometimes maybe that does happen for some people. Maybe that's happened to me at least once or twice. But I think most of the time it's a whisper. It's a quiet voice that's gonna nudge you closer to your vision, closer to your idea, or that quiet voice that's gonna tell you, "Hey, slow down. Just be patient." Or these are the actions that you have to take in order to get there. And like I said, that comes from discernment and inner voice. There's some ideas and visions I have that like I'm so ready, and or I feel like I'm so ready that I wish I could just fast forward, or I wish I could just pull the trigger on this idea like this month. But patient faith tells me don't rush it. Patient patient faith tells me you'll be in a better position if you just wait out a few more months. Just wait out a few more months, or sometimes just wait out another week or two. I've been in, job situations where I was so ready to leave, but in order for me to reach my goal, I had to see it through at least another couple weeks. I know for some people it's like, months or years that they have to see something through in order to reach that goal or to be in that better position. I've been there also, where it takes months or years. You're in a bad job situation that you really want to leave, and it's like frustrating every day. It's almost like causing breakdowns in you. But if you just keep having the faith inside of you that this is a temporary thing, and have that patience, then and keep applying that every day, every week. It has to be what you lead with in order for that change to come about. Another thing that I've noticed that helps me with patient faith is to kind of, in a way, like start ignoring these things that are outside of us that frustrate us. Like I'll use the job example again. Like if you're working a job where there's people that annoy you, or there's aspects that really bother you, if you can somehow start to like detach from that and minimize what I call like sensory information, like minimize relying on what your eyes see or what your ears hear, and start relying more on that inner voice or that image in your mind of where you want to be. I'm not saying go crazy and like completely ignore people and just be in your head. I'm saying that you have to have the discernment about what is contributing to patient faith and what takes away from patient faith. It took me a while to like learn this and to come to this realization. Not just, I always knew that I have to be more patient, but it took me a while to combine patience with faith. And of course, that's from like spiritual growth, personal growth, and bringing those things together. I used to be heavy into like just personal growth, reading self development books. Reading self development books. And then I had to learn more spiritually and grow more spiritually. And it was like when you combine that self help, personal development with the spiritual growth, I think it unlocks a whole new level. Because spiritual is faith. Faith is all about the spirit. And so hopefully, you can apply some patient faith in the directions that you want to go in. It's the combination of the two that can really help. And yeah, let's just keep working towards our visions.